you know. All right, Chicago, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, Justin Fields and the Bears. It's scoreless. Kirk Cousins finds as talented a wide receiver as there is in the league, Justin Jefferson. He hits that gritty, doesn't he? That's his thing. All right, it's 7-0, and here comes, there goes Justin Fields losing the football. Vikings defense turned him over a bunch. All right, this is a big moment in the game. It's 7-0, late first. Conklin is the intended receiver. Cousins looking for Tyler Conklin. Deion Bush called for unnecessary roughness. Matt Nagy is furious, and he gets penalized as well as he's putting his play sheet up there, but it was
Shut
pretty.
your mouth when you're talking to me.
It was pretty clear he was using the words you're not supposed to use. Now they get a stop, and Nagy's thrilled with that because they hold him to a field goal. All right, now they're knocking on the door. David Montgomery, the ball's out. The ball is out. Sheldon Richardson convinces Mike Zimmer to challenge. As you take a look at this,
it's a hell of a play.
It really is quite a play to go in there and just take it away from a guy who's got a vice-like grip on it, so the Bears cannot finish with points. They're down there close again. Fields takes the sack. That backs up the Bears again. They did get 3. It's 10-3. Third quarter, and here come the Vikings. Kene Nwangwu goes 19 yards. 3rd and 3. Hold him to a field goal. Bears get a big-time stop on Dalvin Cook. But another flag is coming in after on Travis Gibson. Unnecessary roughness, fresh set of downs. 3rd and 2. Cousins finds a wide-open Amir Smith-Marset. They were looking on a little Texas route, weren't they, Steve? I understand why. It's now 17-3. All right, here come the Bears. They drove the ball quite a bit, as you're seeing. They just couldn't get much out of it. Finds Cole Kmet there. Now Fields takes off, slides down. Eric Kendricks, Ryan and I, to the naked eye, I didn't think it was much, but as you looked at it again, you realize, oh yeah, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. Helmet makes contact with Fields' helmet, and then Fields' head hits the turf. Kendricks disqualified. 4th and goal, looking for Donnell Mooney, and Mooney makes a tremendous catch on the ball. They looked at this for a good long while, and the question is the knee down? Is the shin down? And then, frankly, did he hold on to the football? Ultimately, the answer was no. It was an incomplete pass. There was a touchdown on the last play of the game, significant to some. Mike Zimmer on the referee's performance tonight.
Yeah, I think for the most part they did a good job. I know that it helped us a couple times because they got 15-yard penalties. We try to be a disciplined football team and not do those kind of things. So, but when you get your manhood challenged, sometimes you react, and we just have to keep. I talked to the offense, I talked to the defense about being composed and just doing our job.
They like to talk trash, get us out of our game a little bit. That's what they do. We just play our own game, mind our own business, keep playing football.
9 total penalties, 5 personal fouls, 1 including myself. So that it was an emotional game, and I think that it sucks losing. But when I'm talking to the guys and just knowing for me to understand where they're at and to see their fight, I appreciate that.
Ryan Clark is back. Don't challenge my manhood. More bookkeeping here on the Bears. 6 drives into the opponent's territory that resulted in 0 points. They had 3 lost fumbles. They had the personal foul.
When you shove Fields out of bounds and
Hello. I didn't do that. That was not me. We saw the touchdown that Justin Jefferson had. Where did he go to school?
LSU.
You're all over the league. even when he's not touching the ball, and he didn't have a prolific night in terms of catches,
Right.
how does he impact the game?
Well, listen, here's what's going to happen. You're going to look at this game, and you're going to say the difference was red zone, right? You're going to say the Minnesota Vikings were able to get 2 touchdowns. The Chicago Bears weren't. But Justin Jefferson was a huge part of that. See, at the start of this play, right, we're going to move the back to the other side. This is going to let us know what the backers are going to do. We're going to see Ogletree move out. When Ogletree moves out, we know that he's now going to be man-to-man on the back. We're going to have this corner man-to-man here, and now we're going to have Bush, who has to play man-to-man on Justin Jefferson, and nobody truly wants that. We're also going to have this as a low hole guy, so anything low and in the middle, he's going to take. And then you're going to have the free safety in the middle of the field, and he knows that he has everything deep into the middle. So now if I'm covering Justin Jefferson, what am I thinking? I cannot give up the outside. I give up the outside, I ain't got no help. But here is what Justin Jefferson is going to do. He's one of the best setup men in the NFL. He's going to get inside leverage here, straighten up, go inside and back out. And watch this move, watch this play. He does this so often in his routes, but you never can tell which way he goes off of the break. So we're going to start the play here. Watch, he's going to attack him inside. And as he steps on his toes, watch this weave, y'all. Bam, bam. Weave, get back to the outside, and that's a touchdown. We gritty all day on that. Watch the dance. We left to right, throw up the B's. You know how we do. Now, we get the same thing here. We're going to move Dalvin Cook out. We're going to watch this backer. He's going to walk out with Dalvin Cook on the motion, right? Dalvin Cook goes out. So now we're reading their mail. If I read their mail, I'm thinking man-to-man. So if I see man-to-man, I got to figure out if is it too high safety or one safety. Here we see the safeties here, so it's too high, right? So I'm expecting that they'll have help. Here is where I realized that this play was a Mubar, right? It was messed up beyond all recognition, because on this side, if we're in man-to-man, this guy, we're going to go combo coverage, and in combo coverage, we're going to cover Smith and Marset and Justin Jefferson out of the backfield. What does this mean? If I get this guy inside, now I have to lock him, right? If I get Justin Jefferson outside, now I have to lock him. What the route they're going to get, which should have played out so easy, you're going to get an angle here in the backfield from Justin Jefferson. Smith Marset is going to run to the pylon. Watch all the attention that Justin Jefferson gets. If he lines up here, we all screaming, Jefferson in the backfield, Jefferson in the backfield. So we expected something funky, and I know you ain't going to throw it to 15 over 18. That would make no damn sense. So here's what we're going to get. Watch, he's going to come out in the route. Justin Jefferson, he's going to give us the angle. Look at this, y'all. Look at this, right? We're going to pause it right here. Let me show you all these people that was guarding Justin Jefferson. He was guarding him. He was guarding him. He was guarding him. Nobody in the world was worried about Smith Marset in the back of the end zone. Something had to happen that was different here. Either we had to double him, get in the combo coverage, or the safety had to get over the top. None of those things happened. Easy throw, touchdown. Justin Jefferson, whether he's the number 1 target or he's being used as a decoy, is a guy that's going to attract a lot of attention. If you don't cover him in the right way, he gets open to the pylon. You cover him with too many people, he gets other people open. He's one of the top 3 wide receivers in the NFL, and you can name the other 2. I don't care. You ain't taking him out the top 3.
And I think we talked about this off air. The type of praise Devontae Adams goes out of his way to heap on this young guy.
Absolutely.
Shows you that, like, I'm not worried about my seat at the table, but that young man.
Right. He got a seat. He got a seat next to me.
He can sit and eat with me at this table. Now, Minnesota, I don't know if we're cropping him out of the picture on Instagram, right, but I think on the broadcast they made the point clear. Their schedule's incredibly difficult to make it in.
Yeah.
And you've got Green Bay, who already has clinched the North, and they are the only team that's done so. Right. Did the fact that the Buccaneers and the Cardinals lost this week change how you view Green Bay as the clear one?
I viewed Green Bay as the clear one before this week. I think this week just solidified it. Mm-hmm. When you look at what the Arizona Cardinals did against the Detroit Lions, to lose a game like that is inexplicable, but to lose in that manner makes you think there has to be something more there that's wrong with this team. And now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't play well offensively against the Saints anyway. Right. Tom Brady has struggled, but the Green Bay Packers haven't had that loss. And you know what people will say. Remember week 1 when he had the shirt on from the office when he walked back in and they sucked? Yes, I remember that week, but they righted the ship and they have not had that sort of performance the rest of the year. The Green Bay Packers are the most consistently themselves of any team in the NFC.
Man, they lost a game in Jacksonville to New Orleans when Urban Meyer was the Jaguars coach, and people still were excited about it.
It was probably just bad juju in that place anyway, bro.
Whatever it was long ago, but they played to their identity more consistently than anyone else. I get it. And when you got 12-17 and you got a defense like that, I get why they are the 1 seed at the moment in the NFC. Is this it? Is this it for Ryan?
I think I'm done, bro.
Man, Merry Christmas.
Merry
You know how
Christmas,
much
my
I
man.
appreciate you.
Appreciate
and,
you, brother.
I look forward to seeing you again in here.